Equestrians, and welcome back to another video. It is day number 26 in our Confident Rider Challenge, and better late than never. It's still the 26th. I still got the video out, so we are on schedule to have 30 videos in 30 days for the Confident Rider Challenge. And I'm really curious, how is it going for you so far? Do you feel more confident in the saddle or even just being around your horse? Leave me a comment down below and let me know, how is your confidence level when we're getting this close to the end of the challenge? Just leave a comment. Let me know. How's it going? How are you doing? And for today, what I wanted to talk to you about was trotting. Yes, we are going to trot. You possibly already are trotting, but I am just getting back into trotting while I'm riding because I'm still in the beginning phases of riding after having surgery back in May. And it really took a lot out of me. I didn't think it would be this difficult or this challenging, but it is, which is a great time to do this during the challenge, don't you think? So like I said, today we are going to be focusing on trotting with our horses. And more specifically, we are going to focus on the rising trot with our horses. Rising trot is actually easier for your horse because you are going with his motion. So you are working with the motion of your horse. When his hind inside leg is down, that is when you are down in the saddle. When his hind leg is returning up, that is when you are rising out of the saddle. And that's what we refer to as the diagonal. You want to make sure you're on the correct diagonal when you're in rising trot. And that's why, because it helps your horse to be more balanced, and it also helps him to use his body in the most efficient way possible for propelling himself to go forward. And that's what we want to do, right? We want our horses to be forward. So a rising trot is a simple up and down rhythm. And when you're first getting started with trotting and learning your diagonals, it can be really helpful while your horse is trotting in the arena to go 1, 2, 1, 2, and rise and fall with the 1, 2 beat. But you might be wondering, how do you know if you're on the correct diagonal? The easy way to tell if you're on the correct diagonal, and I wish I had a video to show you guys this, but I don't, so you're going to have to listen to me explaining it. But when your horse's shoulder is back, so his shoulder goes forward and back, so 1, 2, 1, 2. The back is 2. When your horse's shoulder is back, that's when you're down in the saddle. And another way to remember it is up, down, up, down, up, down. And that's your 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And like I said, it really does help if you're trotting around in your arena and you're saying out loud either 1, 2, 1, 2, or up, down, up, down, up, down. So remember, when your horse's shoulder is back, that's when your butt is down into the saddle. When your horse's shoulder goes forward, that's when you're up. So it is up, down, up, down, up, down. Does that make sense? And to help make your posting or rising trot easier, something that I like to do is try to remember to relax in the saddle. Instead of getting tense and gripping with our knees and just kind of curling up into a ball, that's not going to help you when you're trying to do rising trot. So you really want to be as relaxed as you can. Shoulders are back, knees are bent, but you're not gripping with your knees. You're putting as much weight into your heels as you can. So it's not really a gripping, but it's more of a lengthening. You want your legs long and you want to sit up really tall, almost like stretching your shoulders as far as you can up. And it also helps if you think about getting your scapula, so your shoulder blades in the back. It helps if you think of getting them so that they can touch. So your goal is to get your shoulder blades, your scapula, to touch. You're not going to be able to make it happen unless you're really, really like hyper mobile and hyper flexible and you're really stretchy. But just by doing that and focusing on that, that is going to help you when you're in your rising trot, and it's going to help your positioning in the saddle. And everything that we're working on right now is going to help us, number one, be way more balanced in the saddle. It's going to help our seat, our posture, everything. It's going to help it all out. But that also in turn is going to translate to helping us to be more confident when we're moving at the faster gaits on our horses. So My challenge for you today is to get out there with your horse and work on trot. Work on rising trot or sitting trot, whichever you prefer, but I find rising trot is a lot easier than sitting trot. Sitting trot's pretty hard to do, but if you're awesome at rising trot, you know your diagonals, go for it. Get working on sitting trot. And that leads me to the second part of this challenge, which is to be able to determine that you're on the correct diagonal. If that means you have to look down, kind of glance down at your horse's shoulder, and remember it's the outside shoulder, the one that's closest to the rail. You want to glance down and see when his shoulder is back. When his shoulder is back, where is your butt supposed to be? Yep, down. So up, down, up, down. Remember that, up, down. That will be the first step of you getting to feel what it's like when you're on the correct diagonal. So get out there, work with your horse, come back tomorrow for another challenge in our Confident Rider Challenge. And if you'd like much more in-depth information on rising trot and learning about the diagonals, I do have a blog post out today that talks all about how to get the right diagonal and what you can do to make that happen. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And if you found it helpful and you'd like to learn more about this Confident Rider Challenge, subscribe to my channel so you can watch all the videos in this challenge as well as all the other videos that I have. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.